Hey, I'm Nicholas,
And I'm Chase.
and you're watching Posers Must Die.
Hey.
Oh man. So, Chase, your fam has recently had the COVID again. And that sucks.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't fun. Wasn't supposed to be fun, I guess.
Yeah. Who'd have thought getting sick would be a drag? Well, that sucks. So I flew solo again on seeing some live stuff this week, but we got things to talk about, and yeah. Before we get rolling on, I had like a topic to start the show with. I just want to do a quick shout out to the cool dudes at Chromium Dioxide Radio on YouTube. This used to be a fanzine, and it was like the greatest fanzine uh, ever done in metal. That quote is straight from the Department of Hyperbole, but great, great zine that is sorely missed, especially by me. I have, oh, what do we have here? A complete set of the entire series. Now, these never turn up on eBay, and it is a crime that these haven't been collected in a book because it is such a great zine. So, but at the very least, until Hell freezes over and that happens, you can subscribe to Chromium Dioxide Radio on YouTube, and it's a great show. Very good content. Just it's a classic metal celebration. So definitely check that out. Um, I have a thing, a topic ripped from today's headlines or from um, I'm mad at MANOWAR, and you should be too. That's the royal you, the editorial you, not you specifically, Chase, but probably. Um, you know, I think to many people, MANOWAR, their music really embodies the spirit of heavy metal. I mean, lyrically, and image-wise, it's right there, okay?
Yeah.
But but they are such a hard band to be a fan of because the music is great, at least the first seven albums, first six or seven records, and then it's kind of dicey after that. But you know, they they are a silly band, and yet they take themselves so seriously, talk so much shit, that just kind of dampens the mood, okay? Uh, of the heavy metal fun we're supposed to be having, right? But when they are not strangers to controversy, a few years back, Carl Logan got in some serious trouble with the law, and I don't want to discuss specifically those crimes, but they're despicable. And that sucks. In defense of Manowar on this, it's like, look, well, I want to say that that happening, they had trouble already, but like that made them like kind of radioactive to a lot of people, and understandably so. But in their defense, Carl Logan was not a founding member of Manowar. He's not even on any of their classic albums. Um, and in fact, he's on the terrible, their crummier records. Um, but the thing he did doesn't have anything to do with the music or lyrics of Manowar, and he's just some guy that was hired to do a job, and he was fired for doing something awful. Um, Now that said, what I'm mad about Manowar is this week they issued a statement online. Um, urging fans to don't buy fake merchandise, only buy officially licensed Manowar merch, from our website, okay? And they want you to report bootlegging directly to them, and they left an email address.
All
So
right.
obviously, Manowar, their name and their imagery, that is their intellectual property, and they certainly have the right to defend it. But they're going about it in the most ass way possible. And it's sort of hard to defend them because if you want to buy a MANOWAR shirt from their website, most of them are $45. And
Yeah.
then they go up. If you're talking a hoodie or sweatshirt or something, it's even more. Okay. Now, but okay. And look, fans of bands want to buy from the from the band, okay, and support the band. But when you're a band that barely tours, a handful of dates in Germany and South America every year, half of which you cancel because you pull this prima donna stuff all the time, uh, you don't really have the room to be like, hey man, we're getting ripped off. Like you're not this hardworking band. MANOWAR, MANOWAR, living on the road. Since when?
Since when exactly?
Um, because yeah, they barely play. And I've seen MANOWAR in concert, and they're awesome. But more people should get to have that experience. And you know, $35 for a t-shirt, if I'm at your concert, okay, cool. But really, you're just coming out and being like the Gene Simmons of true metal, Joey DeMaio, and
Oof.
like milking a dwindling fan base for all they're worth. Um, and I think that's bullshit. Um, okay, you don't want bootlegging to happen, then tour more. You know, if if you have some little technical problem, don't cancel a festival gig that people drove or flew or traveled thousands of miles to see you at. I heard that from Jason that a lot of promoters at these festivals secretly uh, book Ross the Boss's solo band to come in case MANOWAR cancel, and as they often
Well,
do. Okay. I'm
I
also
mean,
mad
good
at
for
MANOWAR. Oh, go ahead. What?
I say good for Ross the Boss and company, but in a way, but like it sucks that they have to take that precaution in the first place.
Well, right, but it's like it's a backup plan for like, okay, somebody wants to have a MANOWAR experience. They're going to have a MANOWAR experience because Ross the Boss and that band, they're going to hit, the big MANOWAR songs.
Yeah.
Um, and you're with a founding member of that band.
Mhm.
Awesome. Um, I'm also mad at MANOWAR for doing everything they can to screw Ross, a band who built their legacy, or a man who helped build their legacy. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they've been going out and re-recording their early albums, the ones that he played on, um, for copyright control. So that any royalties they might generate, although in the streaming era, what even is that? Uh,
Yeah.
but so that they can screw him out of that, so that Joey and Eric can just, hoard that gold. And these re-recorded albums sound terrible. Like Eric's voice sounds like garbage on them, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you're polluting your own legacy. The first six Manowar albums, especially the first four, are god tier classic heavy metal. And just for them to be this way, to like talk so much shit about how they love the fans and all this stuff, but then treat them like a bunch of suckers. You
Yeah.
know, you're like a mega church metal band, and I'm mad. I'm do better, Man of War. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, caught a couple live shows this week. Uh and they were fun. I so every year, every summer well, I think COVID interrupted this, but there is a 4th of July hardcore punk festival held semi-annually or almost every year, called Fest, and it's put together by the cats from Sidewalk Slam, who are great, great hardcore band here in Portland. Um, saw a bunch of great punk and hardcore, including Millions of Dead Cops, Legends, uh, and they were awesome as usual. I've seen them several times. Um, uh, great to see Dave Dichter again. He's like the most accessible like punk legend there is out there. I mean, it's like talk about anti-rock star, you know. I just love that. Um, and yeah, that was great. There was a bunch of great bands. Headless Pez, who are a local heavy metal act, they were on the bill too, and they were great, and they were a hoot. I know you know that you have their album. Um, they were a humorous heavy metal band, but they were really great. They also covered Animal, Fuck Like a Beast by Wasp, and that ruled. But yeah, that was a great time. Um, that was a great way to spend the 4th of July. And um, last night at the High Watermark Lounge, yes, the High Watermark, I saw Full Metal Jackson, who are I think we talked about them a bit last week. It is a Michael
Yeah.
Jackson tribute band where they reinterpret his songs as heavy metal songs. And it's not just that they don't just take those songs and like metal it up with guitars and metal voices. It's like they rearrange these songs. Like I'm like they're playing Thriller and I'm like it's halfway through where I'm like, "Oh, it's Thriller." So it's really there's a
Okay.
high level of creativity going on here. This is it's above average uh, high concept tribute, and a great band. Um, Shout out to uh, Quentin Gardner, who is the frontman of that group. One was his birthday. Happy birthday! Another trip around the sun. But he gave this program a shout out from the stage, which I greatly appreciated.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
That doesn't suck at all.
No.
Great dude. Um, Also, they have a gig coming up at Dante's on excuse me, July 29th, I want to say. And they're opening for well, Headless Pez are on the bill, and so are Green Jello. Now, Ryan
Oh,
Brown,
nice.
what's that?
I said, oh, nice.
Yeah. So Ryan Brown is in all three of those bands. It's a busy guy. Um, Great dude. One of the friendliest and funniest guys you'll meet in our local scene. Awesome guy. Um, but yeah, also on the bill, high watermark, were Anubis, an LA power metal band. They are awesome. So good. Um, really go see that band if you get a chance. Listen to their albums, they're great. Um, and Silver Talon, who are a local power metal act. They rose from the ashes of Spellcaster and Howdy Bryce, and also they closed their set with a cover of Chainsaw Champion from
Oh,
Spellcaster's first
damn.
album.
Oh, that would
It's
have been
great,
cool.
and their singer Wyatt is very much a frontman, and I mean this as a compliment, a frontman cut from a similar cloth of Tommy Tomahawk, who was the original frontman of Spellcaster. So it was
Yeah.
great, and it was a great night with lots of pals. Um, Excellent. Check out Silver Talon; they are excellent. But yeah, that was a great night. Um, yes, uh, and. Oh, I had a story I wanted to share with you, Chase. This has nothing to do with this. A couple weeks ago, I was hanging out on the my back patio, smoking some reefer, as I do.
Mhm.
And you know, I've been on a big kick with Razor, the band Razor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rule. So I was watching this documentary on Razor and partaking, and so the roach, the joint goes out, so I'm trying to get this roach relit and singe some of my mustache hairs. You got that sound and that smell of singed hair, right?
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
So I went into panic. I'm like, I'm like, no, not the thrash stash, because I'm thinking I've like burned like a reverse Hitler on myself, or
Oh,
something.
shit, no.
Like no, because I don't want to shave off my mustache for nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but everything was fine. Everything turned out okay. I'm like, oh, crisis averted. Ah. Um, But anyway, that was just a thing. I do want to talk about um a couple of, did you have anything, by the way?
Oh no, I mean, I essentially had a weird like head cold for a week, so listening to music was not the it sounded like everything was underwater, so I wasn't like enjoying anything. But like today, I just started to feel better, so I've basically just been listening to Nuclear Assault.
Nice.
Yeah,
We love the nukes in this house.
yeah. And when I was done listening to that, I listened to a band from I think they're from Colorado called
Oh,
Blood Incantation.
oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. They're a big death metal band these days. I have not heard them, I don't think.
I didn't know they were big. I just was like, okay, what next? And there it was, and oh shit, my
Well, there you
ears.
go.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, no. That's pretty much all I've been up to. So I
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know you've been sick and stuff, but
yeah.
um we have a double header this coming weekend. On Friday, July 12th at the Hawthorne Hideaway, we're going to see our local thrash metal heroes, Atomic Terror,
Yeah.
um, with Steven's band Manthus, traditional metal in support. So that's going to be killer, a lot of fun. Um, and if you're in Portland, you should check that out. And the following night, oh boy, Saturday, July 13th at the High Water Mark, it's action movie metal night, John Carpenter edition. Blade are headlining, and then uh, Death Blow, who are killer crossover thrash. Um, Command with a K. Uh, Thrash, think Slayer, think Creator. Um, and Valdary, the vampire thrash band. This is a totally stacked bill, all killer, no filler. If you're in Portland and you're not at this show, dude, throw in the towel, poser. Uh, I'm kidding. There is a big show that's at another venue that night. Necrot are playing, but honestly, this is the gig. This is the where it's going to be popping. This coming Saturday. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I have been watching a bunch of documentaries lately, and this is like my last point. I think maybe we'll wrap it up if after this one. But uh, I watched this one. It's called Underground Civilization. It's death metal or excuse me, DC death metal in the 90s, and it focused really on Deceased, Abominog, and Morbius. It's Morbin time.
Oh God.
No, no, the death metal band. Nothing to do with that. That these are jokes. Um, but really cool. Like just um just like really dirtbag, scummy kinds of stories that we're hearing though. Like, and not like doing terrible things. It's just like DC is a scary, shitty, like almost apocalyptic kind of place.
Oh man.
Like just like imagine if it was like Detroit was next to the White House. Okay. That's DC. Um, so but like so they're talking about just like playing all these shows in like abandoned buildings and just like smoking PCP and taking acid and being on, and playing death metal and just being like just kind of like just dirtbag life, right?
Dude,
Um,
scuzzy, man. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, but it's a great documentary. But I also watched this one. It's called Salad Days, and it's about the DC hardcore scene in the 80s. So this was like largely preceding the what the happenings of the death metal doc, but although there's some overlap. But it's interesting to look and draw the parallels. Um, and man, that Salad Days is a rad documentary. Like two thumbs or no, what? Uh, I hard recommend. And I've been watching. I just watched like a couple other hardcore documentaries too. All Ages, the Boston Hardcore Story, American Hardcore, which is kind of like the big one. I think Salad Days was better. But American Hardcore covered like the whole U.S. scene. So, but it was good. But then these ones that are like specifically spotlighting a city, are there like, oh man, there's a lot of juice there. I've been watching one. It's can't remember what's called something like the story of East Bay Punk, and most of these are on Tubi. But these are all great docs, and I'm like, it's really fueling my love of classic hardcore. And I am really energized by this. Um, uh, it's dope, man. So I yeah. Chase, did
Yeah.
you I know you're just really on the mend, and so we don't have a whole lot of other stuff. Are you cool to wrap up here, man?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody. It was a little shorter this week, but next week we're gonna have some more stuff. We're Chase and I have been toying behind the scenes about some interesting segments. Hit us up in the comments section if there's anything that you really want from us that you're not getting. But yeah, great times. Until next time, join the chose. Oh fuck, I blew. Nah. Because I don't want to do like multiple takes, so I was like, let me try that again. Stop posing, join the chosen, or something silly like that. I don't know.
That's good. That's good. I like that one.
You like that one? Okay, we're beta testing that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah.